how are the Saints taking in that beatdown of a Thursday night loss on Drew Brees night? Obviously, they are bit by the injury bug quite a bit, and that's one way to look at it. But this team was once upon a time 2-0. They've lost 5 in a row, and it just looks absolutely brutal. What's the sense of how the Saints front office and also ownership is taking this 5-game losing streak right now?
Well, let's start with ownership here. Gail Benson, who took over when Tom Benson passed away, she's never really had to make a move. Remember, Sean Payton decided to retire and then take a year off, and then obviously he came back with the Broncos, but then Dennis Allen was an in-house hire. She's got people in that building like Dennis Losha and Mickey Loomis that have been there a long time, and I would assume that she would lean on those. We don't really have a track record. A lot of times when you're kind of projecting out at what point an owner would be thinking about making a change, you go, okay, this team never does it till after the season. This team's got an itchy trigger finger. Sometimes Woody Johnson goes ahead and fires somebody after 5 games, and he did not have a history of doing that. We don't really have a guide for how Gail Benson is looking at this. The injury thing is real for the Saints. A big part of their offense, when they've played well this season, when they had those 2 big games early, a lot of it was, they were hitting deep shots to Rashid Shaheed. Now, all of a sudden, he's out for the season. Chris Olave didn't play last night because of a concussion. You haven't had Derek Carr the past 2 games now because of his oblique injury. He quite possibly will be back for their next game, but you've been devastated along the offensive line. You don't have your center. Ryan Ramchek's been out the entire season, so you're shorthanded with that as well. It's a tough type of a spot for the Saints to be in at this point. I think that we just kind of have to see how things play out moving forward here. I have no reason to believe, as I sit here right now, to believe that they're going to make a change, especially given that, these last 2 games are starting a rookie 5th-round pick quarterback in Spencer Rattler here. But certainly, if things don't turn, there was speculation about Dennis Allen's job at the tail end of last season. I would certainly anticipate that that's going to be in the mix as well. That's just what happens when you're in year 3, you're on a 5-game losing skid, and all of a sudden, one of the teams that was a pleasant surprise through 2 weeks right now is just an injury-riddled mess, and they can't stop the losing streak.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.